Yeah.
Or 4 on the floor.
Right.
And then the techno thing became taking a riff, a piece of the chorus, not the whole chorus, and making that a chorus.
Yeah.
And taking pieces and bits of the song and injecting it into the spaces, because in techno music you have the ability to do that, and you have the freedom and leeway because it is techno music, and you could sing your ass off.
Yeah.
You could choose not to sing your ass off. You could do basically stand on your head, do backflips, anything, because it's techno.
Yeah.
It's innovative.
Right.
If it's, the dance stuff becomes very innovative and becomes a chance to do that, but in pop it's kind of restricted.
Yeah.
Because, it becomes, although I'm not sure of that anymore, I'm tired of thinking that way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that anymore. I think I'm going to just say the hell with it. But, I do here and there, because then the pop version,
Yeah.
even though it's more of a pop approach, it's not pop because it's a mixture of things again. It has loops, it has a heavy guitar solo with a violin.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, it's American. It's mixed. We're all mixed here, and that's what music is. So it's American, I would say. And with girls, it came while Jimmy was doing that, I was writing "Come On Home" with Jan.
Oh, okay.
When I finished doing that demo and he finished his, then I went and worked with him, and then we took Come On Home and recorded that, and then that went on the English record, like a different way, but I had to re-record it because I kept this one sample that I wanted to play loud because it was an unknown guy, but it was really great. And then the publishers came back, they said they wanted 15%. It became a whole business bullshit, so I had to change the record. So it did. I went in, I re-recorded it with Junior, because I figured, look, if anybody's going to know what I'm trying to do, Junior will understand.
Yeah.
It's a dance, pop record.
Right.
And so we recorded it, and then I mixed it with Joe the Butcher.
Yeah.
Because I made Junior do so many versions. It's so burnt. And so was I,
Yeah.
We did the techno, we did the house. But I gotta say, in the end, it's a great CD single.
Yeah.
It's a fabulous, it's deconstruction music, it's fabulous. And then I took the full-length version in Patra and my version, which is called the Carnival version with Mikey Bennett.
Yeah.
And we did that. I put that on it. So it's really wonderful CD.
Yeah.
A little mini CD. And the other one for girls, that became a great value for your money because it was the pop version I did with Jimmy Braylauer.
Right.
The,
Yeah, like 2 up-tempo club mixes on the first side, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now, for Hey Now, Junior remixed for House. He remixed the Patra Mikey Bennett version.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's House and Jungle versions of that.
Oh, cool.
It's really fabulous. The straight-up pass of Hey Now.
Yeah, okay.
And it's really great.
So what caused the big gap between the international release and the stateside release of the album?
Oh, please.
Don't want to get into that.
I can't go there, except that what I was told was you had to be there to support it.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of difficult, and then Michael Jackson was coming out, and then we couldn't come out when Michael Jackson was out. So we held it, and Michael held it, and we held it, and I was like, holy shit.
Okay, so let's see. I want to go back a little bit. About your A Night to Remember album.
Yeah.
You said that you wanted to flush yourself down the toilet at that point. What was it that was... Were you just like in a bad emotional state?
Constant fights about what it should be.
Really?
They wanted it to sound like a Diane Warren record. I wanted it to sound like a Cyndi Lauper record because I wasn't singing on her record.
Yeah.
And I just at that point had an A&R guy who just wanted everything to be like what he knew, and he loved Diane Warren, and he just loved Heart. He brought Heart back. I love Heart too.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to sound like them.
Yeah.
There's some things that Heart did that I felt were a little too conservative for my taste.
Right.
She had the most incredible voice I ever heard.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of soul, but it just wasn't. I just didn't want to do that kind of action. So I fought.
Yeah.
It's always a fight,
Yeah.
you can arrange and write your music, and then it becomes a big fucking fight. And the problem for me was, and I'm sorry, Justin, I don't mean to curse.
Oh, no, that's all right. I don't know.
I was in the middle of breaking up with David Wolf, too.
Yeah.
Who wanted me to be successful, and his idea of success was to have a hit record, and my idea of success was if you have a hit record and you can still hold your head up high because you believe in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And if you can't, then you got a fucking problem. And no amount of success in the world, that's not success, that's failure.
Yeah.
That's being beaten.
Right.
Being the horse that they took from the great stallion that they took who ran so free.
Yeah.
And then they fucking broke his spirit and bridled it.
Yeah. So,
her spirit and bridled her, and I didn't want to be the horse that was broken in.
So the way it eventually turned out, were you disappointed?
Miserable.
Huh?
I was miserable.
Really? Did it kind of just affect the whole time you were recording it and?
Well, the whole time I was recording it, I was sad.
Yeah.
Because I was losing a relationship. Lenny Pizzi broke his leg.
Yeah.
I stayed on. The guy I was working with at that point, not E.T. Saunders, but another guy, turned into an alcoholic, and that became abusive. He was drinking. It was just a horrible experience, and instead of ending it and saying, whoa, we got to stop this right now, I thought that I had to continue. I thought that I had to endure.
Yeah.
Problem is to remember that there are certain things you don't have to endure. I'm not in a war.
Yeah.
No, I'm not like... I'm not the peasant woman who has to endure toiling the fields, you know, so you can actually say, I'm not going to do this, and that's the way it is, or it has to be like this, or I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And it takes a minute, and I still find myself doing stuff, and then later saying, why did you do that if you didn't want to do it?
Yeah.
Because you thought you had to?
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything you don't want.
Yeah. So, But so you ended up with your next album, though. You came out pretty strong because you got a lot more involved.
No, I was involved in the other one, too.
Yeah,
I was involved in that whole Night to Forget. It was a mess. After a while, I started editing myself.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Boy, E.T. Saunders kept telling me, Zen, you can't take that out. Taking all the quirkiness and the color out. And meanwhile, all I kept hearing was, you're so quirky, you're so different. Why do you have to be so different? What are you wearing those clothes